And we are live. Good morning, everybody. Carrie Bridges, good morning to you. Happy Sunday, everybody. Getaway day from Chicago here with Elvis this morning. And I decided to just switch up my plans here. I originally wanted to head back to the Rancho today, but because the weather is going to be so good over the next 36 hours. Hello, Allison, because the weather's going to be so great over the perfect boondocking weather. Hello, Zoe, how are you? It is, I've decided to, Marshall said he'd never seen Milwaukee before, so make our way up to Milwaukee today. It's a very short run. It's about 90 miles between Chicago and Milwaukee. So there should be some stuff to see today and tomorrow. And then Tuesday morning, I will just deadhead back to the Rancho. Good morning, Richard. How are you? Nice to see you. You have to react from Wayne's World. Yeah, react the Milwaukee scene from Wayne's World. Good morning, Stinky. Good morning, Cindy Lopez. How are you? So what do you think? You've never been to Milwaukee? You did drive through or anything?
I've driven through Milwaukee several times just on the highway, but I've never been to Milwaukee. We know that Milwaukee is the biggest city in
Morning, Andrea. Good morning, DF. Daisy Dukes.
in Wisconsin.
Thanks,
It's a
Carolyn.
it's a pretty big city. It's a hard working city like Chicago, and they have a pretty sizable. After doing my research online, a pretty sizable nightlife.
Hey, Cindy. Yeah, sorry, Daisy.
Wisconsin is known. As far as food, as far as I know, they're known for their bratwurst and knockwurst and smoked sausages and cheeses. They're known for their cheese curds. They're known for their beer brats um, and also pizza. So I guess and I didn't know that there was a huge there's a huge LGBT area in Milwaukee, a huge nightlife area. Um, and it's something to see. But there also are bad areas in Milwaukee that I was trying to explain to Rosie. I've heard that for years that there's a lot of people that went up to the state of Wisconsin for welfare from Chicago. They moved from especially to Kenosha, but I know a lot of people. It's really easy to get social services in Wisconsin as far as free housing and welfare and food stamps. So a lot of people from Chicago, for years, they've been going to Wisconsin, to different parts of Wisconsin, to get social services. So I heard there's some pretty bad areas.
Yeah,
So
bad areas equals good content. So we'll see here. Anyway,
yeah,
I'm just
so
kind of joking. It's close enough to why not? And if I like the city of Milwaukee, what I will do when I swing up to the Midwest again is I will start up in Minneapolis, St. Paul, and then work my way over to Milwaukee and spend more time in Milwaukee, and then down to Chicago and spend more time here. Chicago has been absolutely outstanding. I'm hoping going up to Milwaukee that it's supposed to be all about the sausages and things, and all about the brats and all about that. So if we're able to focus on that, that would be outstanding to hit the.
they also have they probably have their own hot dogs that we don't even know about that are made in Wisconsin. They're also known for their dairy, different types of chocolate milk and milks, their cheeses, their smoked sausages, kind of like the
Cornholio.
same stuff in
I hope you
Minneapolis.
enjoyed the Margie's candies. A real Chicago's Marshall always likes to say, Rosie, I've taken you to the real Chicago that the average person isn't going to be able to even. It won't even be on their radar screen. But
Did you feel like you were in Chicago when
yeah,
you walked in there?
I felt like I was in Chicago on a Saturday night, and everybody wanted ice cream. And it was fantastic because the place is probably the same size it was in 1921 when it opened, and they had a jam with probably 80 people in that tiny little place.
Right.
Yeah, I don't have super chat, but if you want to PayPal, www.paypal.me/Rosie O'Kelly, that is appreciated. Thank you very much, and thank you to the people that have been kind enough to be supportive on this journey. I think I've brought tons of content. Yesterday, hey Andrea, yesterday the cinematic cell phone cinema riding down Lakeshore Drive I think turned out better than I thought it would. With the music, there's more restaurant reviews that are coming out of Chicago. Thank you, Mihair, quality content. I loved you visit try. It's been so much fun. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And I think, you know, Marshall's now, you know, seeing as he knows Chicago so well and lived here so long, he's stamped me as a real explorer of Chicago. Virtually every neighborhood. We spent time down in Argyle and down in Uptown. Went to a Chinese place last night for duck and things. So it was barbecue. It was a great experience. The whole town has been nothing but great. And being able to go to Margie's Candy, I always ask Marshall all the time, what's the real Chicago experience? And he'll tell me, well, Margie's Candy's been there forever and everybody goes there for ice cream. You go in there and you absorb that experience, and it's amazing to see the volume of ice cream that they're dipping. There's one guy that must have repetitive injury from just scooping. How about that one guy just working like an animal back there?
One thing with Chicago is...
Hey, how you doing, Tasha? Good morning to you, sweetie. Thank you, Mihair. Good influence on Marshall. Well, like I say, in person, if you're just on the road, you know, there's been nobody better in Chicago that's taken me to places I never would have been able to find, to avoid traffic jams that I would have been tied up in forever, back roads experiences, dining experiences. He gets a little miffed sometimes when I go that the ordinary or something like that, but he's not hit a bad. The only bad ringer on the whole trip was the Frankie Tomatoes up in Toronto, which was a disaster. I'm not driving home tonight. I'm going to it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours up to Milwaukee. Hang around Milwaukee this afternoon. Tonight the weather's supposed to be perfect, low 70s, sunny, and then tomorrow to explore all day and just rack up huge miles going west to get back to the get back to the rancho. I'll be live streaming. Katie, how you doing, sweetie? There's Smooth said, I had a Peking duck once. Good morning, Tom Finland. It is delightful here this morning. Thank you, Nathan. Nathan says, looking pretty today. Bella Rose, the Queen of Buffalo, good morning to you, says, thank you for sharing your journey. How do you think I did in Chicago?
Well, what I was trying to explain is that Rosie saw most of the north side of Chicago. She's seen parts of the south and west side, but there are a lot of there's a lot of things to see on the south side. There's a lot of restaurant and culture and more of the blue collar. I think the real Chicago is really more of the south side because it's more of the blue collar, hard working.
Thank you, Andrea.
The north side is more of an entertainment / tourism district. So Rosie got a pretty good dose of west, south side. There's also a lot of stuff to do on the east side of Chicago. So as far as the east side has a lot of African American community. You have a lot of soul food.
Good morning, Joey D.
Stuff like that. South side you have the Italians and Irish and stuff. So Rosie got a little bit of a taste of a little bit of everything here and there. I think. So Rosie, I was going to ask you, if you were to do the Great Lakes tour again, coming from California, what would your route be?
I think this time I would come west. Actually, I would come north through
Minneapolis,
through South Dakota. I'd go up through Idaho, South Dakota, Montana, swing east, spend time and look at some of those Helena, Montana, some of the other.
So you come through 90?
Kalispell, Montana, so come 90
right,
across
90,
there.
Yeah.
Get into Minneapolis, St. Paul, enjoy Minneapolis, St. Paul, and then swing down, swing over, get over to, Green Bay, come down by Green Bay, back through Milwaukee, Chicago, up through Detroit again.
You have to go through Indiana.
Yeah,
down
Indiana, Detroit, Toronto, and then Montreal. That's
unless you take the ferry, but you don't. So you just come down and come through Detroit and then go through Toronto and then up to Montreal.
Yeah, I really want to spend time. Montreal is a tremendous food city.
Right.
It's beautiful, and the people are friendly.
Yeah, they are.
I know English is a second language, but I've gotten all along.
And you know they're really big into Class B events too.
Yeah, Class B's.
Yep.
Kay says, Rosie, the Candy video is a beautiful video. I really, he got kind of mad at the end. I stood on the street waiting for that elevated. There's an elevated right outside of Marge's Candies, and the thing was sparking out beautiful spark of blue flashes on it. So I wanted to wait till that's so.
Cinematic.
He'll tell you, I'm almost obsessed with the elevator.
She spent about a half hour doing that. While I waited on her, I thought we were gonna do the review of Margie's, and she's sitting there in the middle of the street. I'm thinking she almost gonna get run over with her camera. Just has it fixated on the L train, and I'm thinking, what is she doing? I thought maybe somebody might have picked her up off the street.
That thing was just beautifully sparking there, and I like to put little end caps on my video, and that is so distinctively Chicago to have the elevated. It rumbles along. It's so damn loud. The thing rattles. I almost got a concussion, traumatic brain injury from riding on it down the thing. Jerks on the track so much. But I think there's more food reviews to come. I've got kind of backed up on them. I still got the Gale Street. We have Sun Hua last night, which was the Chinese experience. Which was great. Check out Milwaukee Museum. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to have time for museums. It's going to probably be an overview tour to get around the core, then pick an area to do some chooching in, concentrate on the sausages and the foods. I'd love to get some sauerkraut up there. I mean, I love a good sauerkraut. So he's the foodie guy. He'll check reviews and see which things are. And Sandy Callie, how are you doing? Cindy says, I love the music and paying for the early eatery to the train. Beautifully done. Thank you. Thank you, Stony. Jenkins says, I'm a huge fan. Thank you. Nice to see Sandy. Well, Sandy achieved most of the objective last night when we got into that restaurant, the Sun Hua. The whole duck is about that big. I don't have refrigeration to be able to. That's a roasted duck that I had the barbecue duck and pork combo. I hate to say it was not real expensive for two people to eat, but we ate well with the wonton soup, the egg rolls, the combination barbecue plate, and I'm not sure. I think we had something else, and it was a great experience. We waited all night to go to dinner with. Well, I had to record it. I could not do that live. Thank you, Stony. I could not do that live in that restaurant. Number one, when you see the video, it was almost like the volume was on 10 in that place. That place was.
You couldn't be able to hear us.
You couldn't hear
so
ourselves talk in there. It was absolutely astounding. They had 100 people packed into that place. And the noise level was just astronomical.
Exactly.
A very popular place, very good prices, and I thought to myself, man, if we go live, they're not going to hear any. We're going to have to yell here.
Right.
And plus, there's 100 people, and somebody's going to say something about being live in that type of.
Well, somebody's first of all, either the trolls would call. They would call for sure. Number two. Well, with all those people being there when it was going live, somebody would probably say, hey, I don't want to be on camera.
Right.
And the third thing is, if you don't have a noise-canceling mic, you wouldn't even be able to hear us because it's so loud in there.
Yeah, so we, if you'll notice, I've never really gone live too often at restaurants. Reason being is little snippets of video here and there is acceptable. But Sandy, I think you'll enjoy the video very much that I will be putting out. On that, it was quite a very highly rated Chicago experience. It's addicting and stuff. There you go, Stony Jenkins. So it's been great. Today I would have been on the road. I'm kind of stretching my resources, not so much not financially, but in terms of what I'm carrying here in the way of vitamins and my various hormones and things that I take. But I'm just gonna. It's only 90 miles away. I would feel foolish if I didn't just add this to the Great Lakes CamperCon 2019 tour. So, thank you, Karina. Thank you very much, Joan Ann. Are you going where Laverne and Shirley were? Shamil, Shamazel, Mazel Tov Incorporated.
Is there anybody here that's from the Milwaukee?
We're going to go to the Schatz Brewery, right?
Is there anyone here from the Milwaukee, Wisconsin area that can recommend, nightlife area, restaurant? Anybody can put on the comment section
below.
Thank
you, Amy's. Check out the casino. I'm not much of a gambler. Thank you. You're hot for an older later. Thank you,
Just curious if anybody's from Milwaukee here. Recommendations on any food, nightlife? I'm from Wisconsin. I'd like to know. I don't really. I think IRC Bully is from Milwaukee, right?
I have no idea.
He's from around there, I think.
I'm not sure where he's from. Miller's Bakery and the Safe House Restaurant.
Miller's Bakery and the Safe House Restaurant.
Okay. Summerfest grounds. Luckily, the weather's going to be ideal, sunny and cool. Should be perfect weather. There's a Mexican dentist in Detroit. She's excellent, and my dentist. Hey, Ginger. Good morning to you. Stoney lives near Austin. Try alligator. I had alligator in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and I am. Thank you very much, Sandy, sweetie. And the Louisiana is going to be on the winter tour. I can't wait to get back to Baton Rouge and hit that. Yeah, my cosmetic surgeon graduated from Wayne State University too. #1 in the Bay Area.
What does this guy say about German food? German
food is good. See, that's what I'm interested.
Okay.
I'm very interested in like the sausages and the bratwurst and that type of thing. Getting a good side of sauerkraut is something that I rarely see on the West Coast.
I'm gonna get my phone just to check out some stuff real quick at Milwaukee and stuff.
Yeah, cheese curds I've never had.
Those are good. The cheese curds are good.
Yeah, never had them before. So there's going to be some experiencing. I'm going to try to pack a lot into a day and a half, and then hit the road. I'm going to try to rack up a ton of miles every day, going westbound. Yeah, pierogies. Try Lonnie's Pizza. Texan Germans are all over my town. That's cool. Tasha, how's everything gone with you, honey? With the van build out, and I really would have loved to get my hands on you. I mean, on the van. And Lisa, how are you? How are you, honey? Just wondering if the heat has been affecting you any down there on that. So. Yeah, nice to see Lisa Arkey in the chat today. What a great joy to see you today, Lisa. I hope you and your husband are well. It's gonna get done soon. Got to start packing today. That's cool. I can't wait to hit the road with Tasha and Sammy. As a viewer of the Italian beef sub, shape definitely put some craving through the screen. I'm telling you what. Good morning, Simon, the king of Cumberland there, king of Cumberland, Maryland. Wonderful. Simon says the Italian beef and the shaved Italian ice looked like the thing that really rang his bell.
Oh, that stuff.
Which was great. Yeah. Which was great.
Let's see.
Yeah, getting ready for the rancho. I can't wait to see Missy Jen. I know I'm stretching this trip out to the nth degree. I have now racked up 7,000 miles so far on this journey. That's going to come in a little under 10,000 miles for the whole experience, which is a lot. I mean, I put hundreds of miles on in Chicago.
You know what I like today, Rosen? Today's the 21st. Today's YouTube payday. Today's my favorite day of the month. It's payday for the king. The taxes are coming in today, folks.
Good for you. Keep putting out that content. Keep paying. Keep staying positive and doing the things that you do. Rodizio Grill, Milwaukee, Brazilian food. Hey, I'll put this window up. That's okay.
It's not really. It's just a sprinkle.
Just
I'm gonna
off
look up.
The tree.
There's a place called the Brat Stop that I told Rosie about. It's on the way up. and I was gonna look it up. It's supposed to be really good. Brat Stop. Where is that at? I'm trying to figure that out. Brat Stop. It's in Kenosha. It's right over there by Beta Boy Elvis. It's 43 miles from here, actually, only. 390. It's a German place. 396 reviews.
Vinyl or laminated floors? Tasha, I think for the long haul, even a laminated floor takes a beating, but you're very neat and clean and everything. But I would tend to just put down maybe a sheet rubber or some vinyl, cushion vinyl in there. I think that you do very well to get that in there. I was already married once. That's enough for me, Stoney.
Wow, they got a veal brat, Wisconsin cheese soup. Look at that, Rosie. Wisconsin cheese soup at the Brat Stop.
Yeah, it sounds like just stick that right on my ass, you know, that calories on that thing. Get a brat at the Brat Stop.
Veal brats. Brat Stop.
Yeah, I don't want veal, but I'll take a beef and pork brats.
Cajun brat. They got a garlic brat.
Oh, your uncle lives in Kenosha. That's cool. Kenosha. So I'm looking forward to, I can add Wisconsin as another state on the trip. I have a way to leave Milwaukee that I don't have to tangle with Chicago. There's an interstate that goes southwest that links up with I-80, so that'll be good.
There's a jalapeno cheddar brat. Yeah. I guess they're known for their brats.
Yeah, I guess cheese is on everything. You too.
Yep.
Hey Jody, how you doing? That's right, William. Well, I like guys too, but you know, we put cheese on. I can't wait to get back to the rancho and bikini up and get in the sunshine. I'm gonna hit the Russian River and then down to Las Vegas. Yeah, it's Sandy. I'm coming into Texas in the winter tour, honey. I'm gonna, you know, I hope in October to be swinging down there. I guess he's gonna get his teeth done in Algodondes and Yuma. I want to see Santa Fe and then head east there through New Mexico and into El Paso and then move my way across Texas. So it would be fantastic if I ever met you guys down there. I might never leave. I love
well, you're gonna get to meet
Texas
Joe.
And Louisiana.
You're gonna
I had my best time on the trip in Texas and Louisiana down there.
You're gonna get to meet Joe King also.
Yep, Joe King. Yep. How you doing, Andrew Scott? Hey, Ted Mack, how are you today? Nice to see you. I watch a couple of YouTubers. They seem like they have a lot of festivals. I think they probably do, Katie. I'm doing good. Then maybe I'll be able to make. Okay, that'd be good, Sandy. I'll take you up on that. I would definitely take you up on that. Madison, Wisconsin has good food. You got to try. Can you imagine meeting Sandy in Texas and hanging out on the Ponderosa down there and
right there in downtown San Antonio.
She probably has a big Eldorado with long horns on the damn front of the thing. So let's see, have a good idea since it's super hot. Yeah, I think October's a wonderful month. I want to spend a lot more time in Baton Rouge, looking around there. I want to go, hopefully he'll go to New Orleans, because he knows New Orleans. I did not enjoy my Louisiana, except for meeting Clayton and Richard down there, a couple of guys that stream sniped us, Missy Jen and I.
I've spent,
other than that, you know, although I got a premium parking spot right on the corner of the Action Corner, I don't feel like it had that much interest to me, New Orleans compared to Baton Rouge. I guess because of the history. I'll have your own bathroom, your own room, no hostel here. Huh?
From what I was
hostels
told,
make great content, don't they? Huh? But now I got the van. I've been 35 days in the van or whatever. I'm a certified van dwelling nomad.
See what Sandy's saying.
She's saying you got
You'll have your own bathroom. According to the locals of New Orleans, they told me that the best food in Louisiana is in Lafayette, because that's where the Cajun Acadians are at. So there's Cajun food and there's Creole food. and they say the Cajun is the best. I
Hey,
was been
how's
told
it?
by several people that Lafayette is the place.
Yeah, watching it. Yeah, that's good. So you know what I feel about Texas.
For good
Sandy, you
food.
can go back and listen to my trip with Missy Jen. Texas was epic. Texas was just off the chain down there. So to be able to be in Texas for a bit would be outstanding. This weather today is absolutely ideal. Last night's weather was so comfortable. That heat wave broke at about 4 p.m. in the afternoon. The temperature dropped 20 degrees, picked up a little bit later at night, back up to about 80. But today is like 70. It's supposed to be sunny in the low 70s in Milwaukee, and then upper 50s tonight to low 60s. So it's like perfect. Yeah, we had a storm coming through. Yeah, we're going. He's never been to Milwaukee either for looking around, except for just driving through on the road. So that's a deal, Sandy. I really look forward to that.
Okay, there is a
Texas.
place here in downtown that looks pretty interesting. It's called the Milwaukee Brat House. That'd be another place to check out. German pubs. I think Germans are a big culture in Milwaukee, so this looks pretty cool.
It's not really raining. It's just coming off the trees here, but the weather's definitely clearing this afternoon. Yeah, that's good. So I got something to look forward to in Texas. Like I say, between South Padre Island, Corpus Christi, Galveston, down on the coast, Beaumont, all these kind of places, I'm very intrigued with these areas too.
I think you should stop in Austin. Austin
Austin's
is
a
a
great
barbecue capital of
Yeah.
Texas, so that's one
So,
place.
you know, Texas is worth spending, you know, a good solid week 10 days around Texas looking around, I think. But see, the reason I'm so drawn to Baton Rouge is the interesting state history of Louisiana there with Huey Long, the Kingfisher, and just the interesting people down there. It's the first place I had an alligator. Was alligator bites down there, which were pretty good. So I enjoyed that. When I could meet you in Galveston, yeah, that would be great. Wisconsin has a lot of beef jerky.
Well, I
Yeah.
guess German is the dominant culture in Wisconsin, right?
Yeah, what I wouldn't give for a good side dish of sauerkraut, man. I miss that. That's what I really miss. Barbecue everywhere in Texas. I was stunned when I went into El Paso, Texas, how much I loved El Paso, and the food scene was great in El Paso. Just fabulous. Yep, I'm coming through Mississippi, honey, on my way to Alabama. I don't know how far north you are. Pascagoula, I don't know where you
Oh,
are.
there's an interesting place that we could go. It's called Giarosso's Italian Market there, and that'd be interesting to go to.
You gotta be aware that tomorrow's Monday, so a lot of things are gonna be closed on Monday. Sauerkraut and ribs. Are you excited about? I am excited to be getting back. Oh, there you go, Sandy. Sandy said she'll make me some badass sauerkraut and schnitzel. I'm excited to get back to the Rancho. I miss Missy Jen. Effectively, it'll be almost 2 months since I've seen her when I get back. It's a long time to be on the road, but sauerkraut is like fermented cabbage. Thank you very much, JK NoCal. Much appreciated, my friend. It's like a fermented cabbage, and it's delicious. Absolutely delicious. Growing up, we always had it at Thanksgiving, and anytime we had turkey, there was sauerkraut on the side. It's a Baltimore tradition. I like hot dogs with sauerkraut pickle. Okay. Good morning, Cheryl. I'm not doing very good at. Oh no. Yeah, I'm praying too. Please keep me posted, honey. Terrible, Cheryl. Try all the more. That's what I want to do. Try that. I want to concentrate on sausages, and I'm not particularly interested in pizza. Tell you the truth, I'm pizzaed out in Chicago.
Their Milwaukee, Wisconsin is known for their pizza also.
Yeah. So we'll see what we get crammed into, you know, 1.5 days and 2 nights up up in this area, so it should be interesting at least. But yes, I'm very much looking forward to seeing Missy Jen and getting back on the Rancho, getting stable 2 weeks, and then it's off to Las Vegas. So a week in Vegas, then back, and then after Labor Day, the Pacific Coast Highway Tour kicks off, which is going to be epic, all down through Santa Cruz, Santa Barbara, all these areas, moving down into San Diego. I'm going to see what it's like to boondock in San Diego as long as I can, and then come back up. By that time, it'll be ready for the Southwest tour down to Arizona, New Mexico, and then when that particular area is done, then it's back to the Rancho, and after the holidays, it's off to the Southwest, the West, the South, and over to Florida, and that might be after. I'm not sure. I might end up scrapping the AVNs. I'm not sure. You know, I'll be so burned out on Vegas by that point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might end up just shit canning that. So, okay, great, Lisa. That's awesome, honey. I like to see Lisa down in Arkansas too, down there.
Now I found a place that sounds pretty interesting. It's called the Meat Shop, Usingers in West Town. This is like a German, looks like a really old place where they make all kinds of sausages and stuff. That would be pretty cool. Kielbasa, yeah, onion breast, that'd be a good place to go.
That would be. I'm just looking for a place to sit down and get a sampler of different. You know, you go to these cities, you want to get the main food, and Milwaukee's all about the beer and sausages and all that.
There's
You should
another
look up.
place-
He should look up Land. What is that? Lan's Pizza on his phone. It's got lots of crazy pizza types.
West Alice
Hey,
Cheese
Mel,
and
Mel.
Sausage
Yeah,
Shop.
yeah, lemon custard, lemon frozen custard. I don't know how to do research on foodie places and stuff like that, but I know I've not eaten at a McDonald's on this trip, or a Burger King, or a Wendy's. So, put half the Italian one. Rosie, loved your Chicago. Thank you, Mrs. Coelho. I think that turned out. I was happy the way that drive down Lakeshore Drive. Remember, when you're using a small cell phone and you know, you're in a car, it's very demanding to get the kind of, you end up recording 70 little sections and you use about 10 of them, but I think it turned out pretty good. I like to continue to put cinematic videos together wherever possible. And also like places like Margie's Candies, you saw that last night with the ice cream. You know, you don't always have to have the background noise. You put a little music on, you get the idea of what people are doing, scooping. They're serving ice cream in the highest volume I've ever seen in my life in that place. That place was about, what would you say, about 300 square feet, and they probably had 80 people packed in and 40 people outside. Unbelievable. I've eaten enough McDonald's. Yeah, I don't, you know, if I'm in Milwaukee or I'm in Chicago, I don't want to, you know, Dunkin's has good coffee in the morning, but otherwise, what's the point of going to Milwaukee if you're not going to get down on that great food? So my route after leaving Milwaukee will just take me southwest to intersect I-80, and then I-80 all the way back through, you know, Omaha and Cheyenne and into, depending on how much mileage I take, I wouldn't mind stopping in Cheyenne. It's a little scene city on YouTube. That might be interesting. Otherwise, Boondock and Salt Lake, and then from Salt Lake to Santa Rosa is a one-shot drive over there. That takes you all across Utah, all across Nevada, and across the width of California. So best coffees at the Loves. I always liked the Loves truck stops, Lisa, but then Narce bit my head off about Loves. Yeah, Cheyenne would be cool. So what I'm going to try to do when I hit the road on Tuesday is rack down as much mileage as I can on that day. Yeah, that'd be nice, Andrew. I'm kind of disappointed I didn't meet people in Chicago. Considering the number of people on YouTube that are in the Chicago area, I thought that that would have been pretty cool. But I will be back, and next time I will spend about a month in Chicago instead of 10 days. So there'll be much more time to meet some people. My favorite. Yeah, going north. I love the Loves. When I was traveling across the country, the Loves were, to me, the top of the top. They had the cleanest restrooms. They had decent pricing. The gas price was decent. They were clean. And, you know, as long as I can get somewhere with the Planet Fitness and get cleaned up every day, then it's real good. This darn Planet Fitness here, the one I've been gone to, the darn place ran out of hot water this morning. I started in lukewarm water and ended up in ice cold. Muzzle been jumped into Lake Michigan today. So that sucked. That sucked. What truck stop can you recommend along 80? Well, they got the Iowa one, which is the biggest one in the country. Yeah. Your tea. Yeah. So he definitely needs, by October it'll be cooled off in the Southwest. It'll be a delightful time to be down.
Well, the temperatures are saying, and if you look up Yuma, Arizona, I was looking at the temperatures, and they drastically go down. We're in July now, and
yeah, it's a desert. It's cool in the winter, and it's downright cold at nighttime, and then heats up during the day. So I'm not gonna be home that long. There's gonna be most of my time is gonna be on the road. How you doing, Matt and Eric? Nice to see you. I had your thing on, enjoying one of your hot tub chats last night.
So Rosie, if you look at the temperatures here, take a look at those temperatures in Yuma.
Yeah,
you can see how they drastically change in October.
Yeah, they really drop down. Yeah, October really drops down a lot. That's like Santa Rosa weather.
Really?
By October.
It's still 93 in the daytime. It's still.
But look at it nighttime. 59 degrees.
59 degrees. So
that would be the target to be in Yuma in October. Yuma, Santa Fe, Scottsdale. Where else down there? What was the other town in Arizona?
Flagstaff.
Flagstaff. Yeah, that particular area. Southwest is a place I've not spent a lot of time. And TCA truck stops, one in Russell. Yeah, Russell, Kansas. We're all having a blast. Yuma is a good place. I lived in Quartzsite. Yeah, I did. Missy Jen and I stayed the night in Yuma. We looked around the town. We went over to the Territorial Prison, made famous by the 310 to Yuma video. You know, it's a very interesting town because it's all on hills. It's also the place where Arizona, California, and Mexico all come together right there. So
look at how comfortable the temperatures are in Flagstaff here.
Yeah, I see it. It's almost like a different world.
Yeah,
you know. I only spent a little time in Yuma. To me, Algodondes would be fun to hang out in Algodondes over there. Maybe get a little touch up.
Do they have that? Oh, Botox?
Oh, they got it. They got everything down there, man. There's 300 medical facilities down in that place.
Yuma, Arizona,
Wisconsin winters are crazy, huh? How much gas will the Lisa Marie use driving to California? I don't know. Me, I don't know. I don't know. It's got the legendary Windsor.
I'll go. I guess there's Algodones in Baja too. It's coming up. Baja, California, Mexico. Is that considered Baja? No.
And that could very well be part of the northern part of the northern part of Baja. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Hey, Jinxie, how you doing, sweetheart? Nice to see you. My Canadian gal up there. So we're just gonna.
Just curious here to see what's.
Gotta make sure to say goodbye. Drive over to Mr. X's and just tell him goodbye and thank you for his hospitality and his use of tools and
Yep.
all that.
Well, we're wrapping up Chicago today.
Yeah, the
I
box
think,
is built. And,
Box is built.
you ran your first night with the box with no problems at
Yeah,
all.
and I just think that Rosie got what she wanted out of Chicago. She got a lot of buildings. I wish we would have hit a little bit more food. Kind of went on the south side a little more. But we did a lot of cruising, and it was fun.
Oh yeah. When will you go back? I'm Tuesday morning. I'm leaving early and just deadheading for the rancho over there. So I'm gonna try to put down as many miles Tuesday as I can. I don't know where I'll end up boondocking somewhere, and then Wednesday will hopefully see me in maybe Cheyenne, Wyoming, and spend a little time in Cheyenne, and then zoom to maybe Wendover, Nevada. We'll have to see.
You said, Rosie, this whole Great Lakes trip that your favorite place has been Toronto. You've said that time and time again, right?
Yeah, Toronto has been great.
You want to tell people why?
Just because I associated with the city when I worked for the Royal Bank of Canada.
Mm-hmm.
I like the people there a lot. I like the politeness of the people. I like the facilities. There's rarely, you don't see anything that's run down. If anything's run down, it's because it's a cultural icon, like wherever we were over in Chinatown and whatever that street was, you know, the colorful street in Toronto. I liked Wesleyan Church. I enjoyed the LGBT carnival that night down there. I liked the food scene a lot in Toronto. It was great. I loved the Tim Hortons coffee. But every place I stopped, Detroit had a lot of things to recommend. My exposure to Middle Eastern food was virtually zero before. Now I feel like I can sit down at a Middle Eastern meal and without fear enjoy everything that's on the table, which is a great thing.
I gotta say that I know Toronto is, to me, I don't think the people were friendly. I think I think the food was okay, but it was overpriced. It's a nice city, but I don't think it's as pretty as Chicago's nightline. I like Michigan. I really enjoy myself in the Detroit area, especially in Sterling Heights. I like the Iraqi culture, and I think that was kind of like my highlight of the trip. And I don't know if I would go back to Toronto. I don't think that I would. I wasn't that impressed by Buffalo either. But
I didn't get a chance to see the difference between Marshall and I is he won't go for the whole scope of Buffalo. He'll pick and choose, you know, what the good areas are, whereas I'll go to places like Buffalo and get the totality of the city. Then I'll move on to Toledo, Ohio, and look and find the good things in Toledo that are good. Akron, Ohio, find the points of interest in Akron and those. You know, it doesn't have to. For me, it's not about so much the nightlife and stuff like that. It's more about getting to know the people and understanding the mentality of the people and seeing the differences between cities like Detroit and Chicago is like night and day, the cities here. So that's what I'm looking forward to doing. You know, to see, and not just bypass places. Honestly, I don't like it when he'll come to his place and say, well, that's just a shithole, or that's a shithole. I think there's something to see in these places, and that's if I'm, you know, not if, but when I come back to the Great Lakes region again, I plan on hitting Cleveland, Akron, Toledo, all of those cities that border around, just to get down on the experience there and give it a shot. So, but he likes a more upscale experience of good areas of cities, whereas I just enjoy looking around, getting the overall.
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be, you know, I got a friend in Toledo, Sky Carl, one of my radio and electronics buddies. So, you know, somebody could be able to show you around a little bit.
I think Rosie.
Yeah, that's good. So look at Grandpa Jay. You come to Akron, I'll stop up to. Oh, that'd be awesome, Grandpa Jay. There's got to be some cool stuff in Akron, the tire capital of America. There's got to be interesting.
I think as much as Rosie is into, I'm gonna look up oldest cities in America. As much as she's into architecture, I think she should visit the oldest cities in this country.
Well, I've been to Salem, Massachusetts. I've been to Boston. I've been to
I've been to St. Augustine,
Newport, Rhode Island. I'll have a chance when I'm down in Florida this winter to do all that. So
you got St. Augustine, right?
Yeah. St.
Augustine is the oldest.
I want to go down.
1565.
I want him to take me down to Key West and show where to boondock for 10 days with no problem with cops, which is pretty amazing because just about every YouTuber's had a problem with cops down in Key West because they're on the lookout for RVs and stuff like that. So you got to be able to stick your RV in a private, in some kind of lot somewhere.
I'm sure Rosie's been to Washington, D.C.
Oh, yeah, many times. Yeah,
She's
I
been
know
to
it back
DC,
of
San
hand. I used to go down to
Francisco.
Georgetown and party in Georgetown and all
Have you ever
that.
been to Lexington, Virginia?
Thank you.
1775.
Yes, I've been to Lexington, Blacksburg,
Savannah, Georgia's a whole town.
Winchester. I've been to
You've
Savannah.
been to Savannah? Okay.
Showing me pics of great architect. Yeah, Ufta's awesome.
New Orleans.
Oh, your family's in St. Augustine,
San
Magnolia
Antonio's
Street.
old.
Hey, Johnny Wad, how you doing?
Mobile, Alabama, 1702. I didn't know Mobile was so
Yeah,
old.
Mobile's old. There's a lot of history there. Admiral Farragut, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. Mobile. Bay.
Biloxi, Mississippi, that's old. I guess you could do the whole panhandle. Philadelphia.
Well, for me, people like that when I put history overlay with
Have you been to Philly?
location. Many times.
Many times,
I've been to
okay.
Mummers parades.
Have you been to Charleston, South Carolina?
Yes.
Really?
Yep. Charleston,
that
Harper's
by the water?
Ferry, Paw Paw.
Okay.
You know, all down in there.
Have you been to Annapolis, Maryland?
Annapolis is
Annapolis,
the capital. That's where
okay.
the United States Naval Academy is.
I'm sure she's been there.
all over the place.
Newport, Rhode Island.
What I'm
you've
going
been
to
there?
do next summer is go to the eastern shore of Maryland over there and book a place in Ocean City and use that as a base
Have
for
you been to
exploring
Newport,
the
Rhode
eastern
Island?
shore. Yep, been to Newport, to big
What about
mansions.
Colonial Williamsburg?
Colonial Williamsburg, been there.
Wow.
Yep.
She's been everywhere.
Yep. Richmond,
Boston.
Virginia, done it. Winston,
How
Salem.
about Quincy, Massachusetts?
I've been up to Quincy. No,
Oh, you haven't been up? Okay.
no, I've not been up to Quincy. I've been to Maine. I've been all the way
Plymouth?
up to
Been
St.
to
John's. No,
Plymouth,
I'd like to
Massachusetts?
go up to Martha's Vineyard.
Santa Fe is ranked as number 3.
Yeah,
as the
Santa
oldest.
Fe's
1610. Okay.
Santa Fe.
I'm
is
sure you've been
great.
to Jamestown, right? Jamestown, Virginia.
Yeah, Jamestown. down
But
on
St.
the Outer
Augustine,
Banks.
St. Augustine is the oldest. And you
Right.
said
But,
1565.
you know,
so. Spanish
it
capital
is.
for 200 years.
Let's see. I'm looking forward to that too.
I think-
Okay, bye, Jinxie. Nice seeing you, honey.
I
Take
think
care.
you'll definitely hit St. Augustine when you go to Florida because that's your up your.
Bridge of Lions, baby. Well, just trying to figure out where a good trip would be, I guess. But certainly have pounded the Great Lakes. But there's cities that have been missed that are worthy of exploration here. Cleveland's a major city that was kind of left off of the thing, and Cleveland's a city that's turned around a lot, cleaned itself up, and sitting on Lake Erie there. So I think there's a lot.
I got a
of
very bad feeling going into Cleveland and Toledo. I just felt very negative. I don't know. There's something negative about it. I don't know what it is. I got a very negative energy from there. But I bet you there's some really bad areas in Cleveland and Toledo.
Yeah, there's bad areas of Baltimore, there's bad areas of Chicago, bad areas of Philly. You can find Washington D.C. is a shithole in most of Washington D.C. I mean, you can find it all, but you can also find the greatest things too. One day, a dream of mine is to go on the Civil War Trail and explain and go over some of the between Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Virginia, all the action that took place in those 3 states during the
Listening to
Civil-
Rosie is like being in history class in high school. Like she
with a
reminds
better
me.
looking teacher.
She reminds me of an American,
Love
American
American
history.
history.
A history teacher in high school just explaining, all the things about America and stuff.
That's what I say. There's bad everywhere. Yeah, I tend to wave to people. Aileen says Cleveland's amazing. I moved here from Chicago. You're so right. Yeah, and another big city I want to hit is Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. There's another city I want to spend some time. go to Primanti Brothers and have the deli experience there. So
Cincinnati is another place I've always wanted to go.
yeah, the city of rivers there, Cincinnati, Louisville across the river. From Cincinnati, Cassidy Hampton. How are you, sweetie? Nice to see you.
I kind of enjoyed the realness of Buffalo when we went into Duff's, and it was just this place you just, no frills, just sit down and have some wings, man, and it's the best wings I ever had in my life.
Look like some no-nonsense guys sitting in there, too.
Yeah, exactly. I like those kind of places where it's not yuppie-fied, where it's not, you know, this new fine dining and all this baloney. I just like the real, just let me sit down and have something and get out.
Yeah, that was,
I like the realness of Buffalo and stuff. That was real, man.
You felt a certain vibe when you went in Duff's in Buffalo. Like, these guys just come to eat and not bullshit and hear a lot of nonsense.
Not a lot of bullshit.
Not a lot of BS.
That's what I like.
Will you both be doing a cooking stream together? I'm not going to be doing a cooking stream. If I'm boondocking, I will try to get down to Point Reyes Station again, which is my favorite place in the area to boondock down there. Even though I have a hell of a time with signal, and I got a mooch Wi-Fi and stuff like that, it's still a beautiful place to be in boondock. Down there, I'll do cooking down there. I might do a little bit of cooking on the road. It helps mix it up a little bit and add to the content, but there's so many places. Luckily, the van has been fantastic. It's not given me a bit of trouble. I've done over 500 miles in Chicago in these 10 days.
You want to
think about that, Marshall? 500
miles.
500 miles just around Chicago.
Rosie,
not to mention Detroit, not to mention Toronto, not to mention, you know, guys, we're closing in on 8,000 miles on this journey so far.
Rosie, you want to tell everybody about my San Francisco?
It's been good, Johnny Wad. Thank you. You want to tell them about what?
You want to tell everybody about my San Francisco challenge that I've been challenging you for years now?
Oh yeah, to do some boondocking, to take a week or so and boondock in San Francisco with all the horrors of parking. His dream is to see me open the van doors and there's the Golden Gate Bridge right there in the morning while people are paying $450 a night for a hotel room.
Another thing I wanted to point out, Rosie, I've told her for years, why doesn't she get a bicycle and chooch on a bicycle? And Rosie, you want to tell everybody what your answer to me was?
It's dangerous.
She will not get on a bicycle.
It's dangerous. It's too unprotected.
It's too unprotected, yeah.
There's too many crazies. I'm coming up to Milwaukee, Cupcake. I'm on my way. Within about 20 minutes or so, I need to stop over to say thank you to Mr. X and say goodbye to him. And then I am on the road to Milwaukee. The sun will be shining and clearing off, and I could not be happier. Yeah, I got to protect that hiney. I can't be riding a bike. Well, the usual breakfast is one donut and a cup of coffee in the morning. So, but I think there's going to be a stop at, you know, try to get.
I think we should stop at the Brat stop, and I think she should get a Polish sausage with some sauerkraut. So I'm just going to follow
him up the road, and
yep.
Sometimes he drives like a bat out of hell, and then I get left behind. And
I'm going to be going live, so.
One time in where in the hell was that? What was that in? Toronto. I went off the wrong. Yeah, Toronto. I veered off the wrong way. You were going east.
For all of
I
you,
was going west.
For all of you to know this, Rosie. I guess from the camera, if it looks like she drives fast, you know, when she's going to Oakland, but Rosie drives like a grandma. She drives so slow that would have. I mean, she drives really slow. I didn't realize she drives so slow. I mean, people from California drive fast, but she drives slow.
Well, when I'm in an unfamiliar area, I just like to. I like to take it easy, you know. Hello, Lee Wanderer. Nice to see you.
But
he doesn't look behind to see. You know, am I still in the rear view mirror? So it'll be like 10 miles down the road. I get a call on the phone. Where are you? Well, I'm just passing eastbound. But he's like, you're on the wrong direction, man. You know what it's like to turn around on the highway in Toronto.
One question before we get off the air, because
Toronto had like 6 overpasses and underpass. You could get all screwed up. He told me a story once about Mr. X Marshall gave Mr. X the wrong direction, and Mr. X ended up getting on a toll road, and before he could get turned around in the other direction, he had to pay 3 tolls to get turned around.
I got just a couple questions before we go off the air here. My question is this.
Yeah, I'll probably be in downtown overnight, right in core downtown Milwaukee tonight. I think there's a Planet right down and be around that area.
Is there anybody here that's from Milwaukee that wants to meet me or Rosie? And can you guys recommend any food in Milwaukee, any restaurants, anybody? Just curious. We got 180 people watch. There's got to be some people here from Milwaukee.
That was funny though. It took 3 tolls.
I'm watching the chat now to see anybody answers. Anybody from Milwaukee?
20 minutes.
I'm 20 minutes from Milwaukee, but I'm heading home from up north. What can you recommend as far as food? Bratwurst. I want bratwurst, pizza, cheese curds. Milwaukee burger. I want cheese curds, bratwurst, or pizza.
Thank you, Lee. Appreciate it.
Milwaukee burger. Let's see what people say, because we got almost 200 people watching.
Yeah, well, I think
Ian's Pizza. People keep on saying Ian's Pizza. Pizza. I like to say pizza.
I say pizza. P-I-T-Z-A. How you doing, Beryl? Nice to see you. It's you know, being able to pick out the food experience is definitely.
Yeah, I am kind of hungry. Rosie,
if you only eat once a day, like this might be an exception today because there's this place that he recommends to try the brats. But if you only eat once a day, it's okay, you know. So
try a butter. Ian's is in. We're not going to Madison. We're going to Milwaukee.
George Webb's. Cupcake said George Webb's.
We want
George Webb's. I'll bet that's a fantastic
Brat Stop. We're gonna stop at the Brat Stop.
Thank you very much, Bella Rose, the Queen of Buffalo. You have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Why do you? Oh, Kitten Cat is in here.
Yeah.
You let that.
I'm pretty much, you know, it's not cursing and stuff like that. I mean, that's like Zaffiro's Pizza. There's a Milwaukee Burger in Quiche, Kenosha, and Oak Creek. Let's see, Kenosha. Yeah, thank you. Some people have been wonderfully supportive. I'm very appreciative of that.
Kitten Cat is hateful and stuff.
I'm also, well, you know, you'll never get
Mouse Toes, welcome here.
So.
Wishing death upon me. That's welcome here. That's hateful and stuff.
Yeah, so I just try to keep it upbeat, and for the most part, I've been happy. My chats have been 95% positive.
Well, she's not positive,
which is good. But Kitten Cat has 500 accounts. It's like, do you get rid of Joe King on your channel? No, Joe King will be there forever. So that's the reality of it. Smith Brothers in Port Washington, 10 minutes from Milwaukee. That was gluten-free.
You don't own me. You're just a troll.
I don't know who talks about gluten-free beer. I don't even know how you do that. Somebody said the St. Paul Fish Company, things like that.
Yeah, that's rated pretty high on Yelp, St. Paul Fish Company.
Lots of nice places on Water Street. So we'll just have to pick and choose carefully. I'm on a limited time. He may end up rolling back to Chicago or spending time.
I'm gonna go live, but I'm turning off my. I'm gonna be probably turning off my side chat. I don't know. But I'll be going.
As Cupcake said, Sobelman's too. Sobelman's.
Well, we need some clearly defined places for, because you got cheese curd, brats, pizza.
Right. Well, I'm not so particularly interested in pizza. I'm into the brats and
cheese curds.
Yeah,
cheese curds.
You know, that kind of brats and that kind of experience. Up there is Ian's Pizza. I'm kind of pizzaed out on here. All right, so I am going to go ahead and close it out. We've got the last minute to go. I got 1 minute countdown here. Then I'm going to drive over and say thank you to Mr. X and say goodbye to him. Next time I see him will probably be in Florida this winter. Goodbye, Jody. Nice to see you. Thank you, Jock Blue. I appreciate that. I hope everybody has a wonderful Sunday. Cassie, Anthony. Yeah, it's nice. I'm very flattered to be back on Vlogger Puppets Wall of Flame for the first time consistently in about 3 years. Thank you. Love the Chicago coverage. Thank you very much. Karina, Cassidy. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Have fun in Milwaukee. Laverne and Shirley. Shamil, Shamazel, Mazel Tov Incorporated. Thank you, Sandy. Woo! Have a great day, everybody.
Woo!